The case making national headlines, a well-known dentist accused of killing his wife of 23 years by slowly poisoning her protein shakes with cyanide. Authorities say his slow, methodical plan landed his wife in the hospital 3 times over 10 days. Tonight, James Craig has been found guilty of killing his wife, Angela, the mother of his 6 children, now convicted of first-degree murder. The jury...
I feel drugged. Those were the desperate words Angela Craig texted her husband from her hospital bed in March 2023. She had consumed nothing that morning except her protein shake. The same protein shake her dentist husband James had prepared for her. Within hours, the 43-year-old mother of 6 would be brain dead. What Angela didn't know was that the man she trusted most in the world had been slowly poisoning her for weeks. And this wasn't his first attempt. Welcome to True Crime Chronicle, and today we explore into the case of James and Angela Craig case. Kindly follow if you're just meeting us for the first time, and don't forget to click on the notification bell. To everyone who knew them, James and Angela Craig seemed like the perfect Colorado family. Married for 23 years, they had built a life together, 6 children, a successful dental practice in Aurora, and what appeared to be a solid partnership. James was a respected dentist, well regarded in his community. Angela was a devoted mother who trusted her husband completely. But behind the facade of their picture-perfect life, something far more chilling was taking place. In February 2023, James Craig attended a dental conference, a routine professional event that would set a deadly chain of events in motion. There, he met Karen Kane, an orthodontist from Texas. What started as a professional encounter quickly became something else entirely. Kane later told investigators that James had claimed he was going through a divorce. He painted himself as a man trapped in an unhappy marriage, desperate to start fresh. She had no idea that Angela Craig was very much alive, and that her husband was already planning her murder. But while James was weaving lies in Texas, he was also making purchases that would shock investigators. Purchases that had nothing to do with dentistry. What police discovered later would chill them to the bone. Using a secret email account that could only be accessed from a computer in his dental office, James Craig had been conducting disturbing research. His search history revealed an obsession with murder. How many grams of pure arsenic will kill a human? Is arsenic detectable in autopsy? Top 5 undetectable poisons that show no signs of foul play. On February 27, 2023, just days after meeting his mistress, James ordered arsenic online. The deadly package arrived at the Craig family home on March 4th. 2 days later, Angela Craig was rushed to the hospital for the first time. It feels more like I feel when I take heavy meds, and everything adjusts and moves slowly. Angela texted her husband from her hospital bed, describing her mysterious symptoms. The doctors were baffled. Her husband's response? Just for the record, I didn't drug you. But James Craig was lying. And this was just the beginning. Because while Angela was fighting for her life in the hospital, her husband was already ordering his next weapon. After Angela's first hospitalization, you might think James would have been concerned, would have stayed by her side. Instead, he was planning the next phase of his deadly plot. On March 8th, while his wife was still recovering, James ordered potassium cyanide, one of the most lethal poisons known to man. The package arrived at his dental office on March 13th. Angela Craig was hospitalized 2 more times in the following days. Each time, her symptoms grew worse. Severe headaches, dizziness, a feeling that someone was drugging her. On her 3rd and final hospital visit, the mother of 6 began seizing. She was transferred to intensive care, unresponsive. On March 18th, 2023, Angela Craig was declared brain dead. The coroner would later determine she died from acute cyanide and tetrahydrozoline poisoning, with arsenic also found in her system. But James Craig made one critical mistake. He had ordered the cyanide to his dental practice, where an office manager saw the package. When Angela was dying in the hospital, Craig's dental partner Ryan Redfern received a phone call that would unravel everything. There would be no medical reason for a dentist's office to need potassium cyanide, Redfern told the nurse. That nurse contacted law enforcement. When confronted, James Craig tried to spin one final lie. But the truth was already catching up to him. When Ryan Redfern confronted severe headaches, dizziness, a feeling that someone was drugging her. On her third and final hospital visit, the mother of 6 began seizing. She was transferred to intensive care, unresponsive. On March 18, 2023, Angela Craig was declared brain dead. The coroner would later determine she died from acute cyanide and tetrahydrozoline poisoning, with arsenic also found in her system. But James Craig made one critical mistake. He had ordered the cyanide to his dental practice, where an office manager saw the package. When Angela was dying in the hospital, Craig's dental partner Ryan Redfern received a phone call that would unravel everything. There would be no medical reason for a dentist's office to need potassium cyanide, Redfern told the nurse. That nurse contacted law enforcement. When confronted, James Craig tried to spin one final lie. But the truth was already catching up to him. When Ryan Redfern confronted his partner about the cyanide, James Craig initially tried to fabricate a story. Then he admitted to ordering it, but claimed Angela had asked him to buy it, suggesting she was suicidal. It was another lie in a web of deception that was rapidly unraveling. Investigators discovered that James had been having Angela committed as a suicide risk during her hospitalizations, a manipulation tactic to discredit any suspicions she might voice. One sister told police that years earlier, James had actually drugged Angela to prevent her from stopping his own suicide attempt. The pattern of control and manipulation went back years. But perhaps most shocking of all, while awaiting trial in jail, James Craig attempted to orchestrate yet another murder. He tried to convince a fellow inmate to kill Detective Bobby Olson, the lead investigator on his case. "The worst, dirtiest detective in the world is on my case," he wrote in intercepted letters. He even offered what prosecutors called essentially a blank check to fabricate evidence that would support his claims that Angela was suicidal. In July 2025, James Craig was found guilty of murdering his wife and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The man who had sworn to love and protect Angela Craig had systematically poisoned her while carrying on an affair and planning his new life. For 23 years, Angela Craig trusted the man she married. She trusted him to make her protein shakes. She trusted him when she felt sick. She trusted him even as he was slowly killing her. The mother of 6 children died, believing her husband was trying to help her get better, never knowing that the person she trusted most in the world was the one stealing her life away, one poisoned drink at a time. What do you think should happen to people who abuse the ultimate trust of marriage to commit murder? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more true crime chronicles that expose the darkness hiding behind closed doors.